darlings, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Kagam. Oh my goodness, you guys, I have literally been battling like an eye infection, so that's why I didn't have a video yesterday. But let's get into the video. I'm completely fine now and I'm all healed up. I cannot wait to talk to you today about today's Cartier stories and some crazy stuff going on in the universe of Cartier, okay? And I can't wait for us to get into it. If you love shopping and all that stuff, luxury brands, shopping, subscribe to my channel and hit that bell. Okay, so basically, there've been a spate of Cartier robberies and like weird things going on with people being jacked and fleeced for their Cartier watches, for their jewelry, for their bracelets. Like, there are a few stories that I've found from around the world. I want to talk about each story and then I want to know what you think, so make sure that you keep watching. Okay, you guys, so the first Cartier like thievery story I want to talk about is concerning Tamara Ecclestone. For those of you who aren't from the UK, she's the daughter of Bernie Ecclestone, who was this very famous entrepreneur who basically made Formula One racing like what it is today, basically in terms of branding and its reach. So he has two daughters, Tamara and Petra. Petra's probably more known in the US, but Tamara was basically like she's a British socialite, basically. She also had a reality show that I watched at one time. It was like in 2011. It was called Billionaire Girl. Billion Dollar Girl, that was the name of the reality show, and it's going to be very relevant in a minute. So basically, she married this guy called Jay Rutland. I think he's an art dealer or something in the art world, and they have this gorgeous luxury property in London, you know, all that stuff, the lifestyles of the rich and famous, all that glossy stuff that we love. Now, a group of thieves basically cased out where they live. They live in a gated area in London. I think like one of the articles I read in the Robb Report said it was a very like luxury-esque place. May have been Belgravia, may have been Chelsea. I'll make sure I link to the description from the Robb Report article. This happened in December last year, but I think it's very relevant because there have been a few new Cartier robbery cases that have been going on. I need to stop using the R word because I don't want to get flagged in this video on YouTube. So basically a group of thieves were like monitoring them and stuff, and then there was an inside connection from Tamara's household, and basically they just like stormed their house one day and they burglarized it. Thank God both of them were not there. And they burglarized the property. They stole a $100,000 Cartier bracelet. They stole more than $60 million worth of jewelry that was hidden in safes that she had in her dressing room. So dun, 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 obviously someone from inside the household snitched, you get me, because how would they know that the jewelry was there or not? They didn't actually, I don't think they even stole money. They mainly just stole jewelry, and yeah, jewelry and diamonds and things like that. She is known for having a proper jewelry collection based on Instagram, and even her reality show, I remember when I watched it and stuff, it was, God, that's like 9 years ago now. So yeah, that's what they did, and good for her and him. They were not gonna let them get away with this. They didn't catch all the thieves, but they caught the housekeeper, who was the link, obviously, and they caught the housekeeper and the son trying to like escape the UK with Tamara's jewels in their luggage. I mean, talk about like not being a smart thief, but yeah. So this story to me was so crazy, it was so wild, because I'm just like, whoa, like they had safes in their dressing room, which to me seems fair. And obviously the housekeeper was clearly the connection, because how would she have known that they're safes in the dressing room, and how would she have known that there was stuff in there? People have safes for all kinds of stuff. It doesn't necessarily mean that there's money or jewelry in there. There could be very important documents in there. There could be contracts in there. There could be like random artwork or antiques. It doesn't necessarily mean it's like a financial thing. So when I was reading the article, I was just like, oh my gosh, that $100,000 Cartier bracelet, like someone just picking up like, thanks, I didn't earn that, but I'm taking it anyway. I can't, like, that was just such a crazy story. And this is not stuff that's like uncommon. Tamara's famous, so we've heard about it, but this does happen to like a lot of people. So it just kind of got me thinking like, whoa, like they basically were watching her social media at that time. This was obviously last year. she was like, you know, she's still very famous. She's got tons of followers on Instagram and social media. And she was posting kind of like that Kim Kardashian style of like, hey guys, I'm here like in real time, and look, I'm wearing this. And I think that's fine because she's obviously like an influencer as well. And people want to know what she's wearing. They want to know where she's drinking. They want to know like what are her favorite restaurants. And you're going to look glossy. You're going to look really, really nice when you're going to those places. So why wouldn't you? And it's just crazy to me because obviously if they stole that bracelet, they clearly saw it on her social media and all this other stuff. And obviously they had the connect from the housekeeper. So they knew she had tons of other jewelry. It was like, I think it was like $67 million worth of jewelry was also nicked, you get me, from the safe. I mean, it's wild. Like when I was reading the story, I was like, okay, I'm about to like lose my mind here because this is just absolutely crazy. Like the fact that someone can burglarize your home, like blow your safe apart, take your property, take your jewelry, and go and sell it. And for those of you who don't know, for those of you who are into true crime like me, but I'm more into like financial crime, I find it so random and interesting, and it's scary and terrifying at the same time. Jewelry thieves tend to do this. They tend to steal jewelry, steal your diamonds, whatever. They take it to what's known as a fence. And then that person will essentially be like, cool, you brought me this 100K Cartier, you know, diamond bracelet from Tamara Eccleston. Cool, I'm going to give you 40 grand for it. And then that person's going to take it, maybe melt it down, sell it to someone else, will then give them money, etc. That's how it works. It's really messed up. This happens a lot in the art world. Anytime you hear about like famous art paintings being stolen, they tend to be used as the same thing as that. They're either sold on to other people through the fence or they're used as collateral for other things. So when I was reading this story, I was just like, whoa. The 100 grand Cartier bracelet, I was thinking, I was like, which one is it? I wonder which one it is. Obviously it's like one of the bracelets from the fine jewelry collection. I am just like, I'm just blown away that someone thinks stealing is okay. I mean, everyone knows I'm a Christian. We know the 10 commandments, honey. But the fact that someone can just like walk into your gaff and just take your stuff, I just find that mad. Whether it's a $10 like cubic zirconia bracelet or it's a 100K Cartier bracelet, that's crazy to me. But Tamara's famous, her husband is successful as well, and they caught the housekeeper and the son, so the jury's out. Let's see what's gonna happen with that story. So that was the first crazy Cartier story. This second one I'm going to tell you is on the continent, in Africa, in Zimbabwe, even though I don't live in Zimbabwe, as you know. And it's the story of these two teenage lads in Zimbabwe. I think it's like near Bulawayo. And they literally fleeced this bloke of his very gorgeous, luxurious Cartier watch, which he purchased for 20,000 US dollars. They nabbed it and they went and flogged it for $30. I can't. Guys, when I read that story, I was like, please tell me you did not take someone's $20,000 Cartier watch and you went and sold it for $30. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. They probably just knew that guy was successful and they were like, okay, cool, like he's successful. We're gonna take his really, really nice Cartier watch and we're gonna sell it on. I mean, look, robbery, thieving, all this kind of crazy stuff happens in all over the world. That's why I wanted to make sure I gave like different locations. I just read this story. This actually happened recently. It's happened like 2 months ago in 2020 in Zimbabwe. They were captured by the cops. They're in the slammer, okay? Like, and for those of you who don't live in Africa, like, the African people watching this video, you're gonna know, like, if someone in Africa has a Cartier watch that's $20,000, they are not going to let you get away with that. They're not gonna take that L, let me tell you. Nope, they're not gonna take that L. They're gonna find you. So those two lads were caught. They were found. They were arrested. They're in the slammer. Okay. Now this other crazy story about again Cartier. People love stealing Cartier. Is from Monaco. This actually happened a few years ago. You guys may have heard of it. It was a very famous robbery that happened. A group of thieves like ran up, okay, on the Cartier boutique in Monaco. And yeah, they did a smash and grab of the boutique. Cartier were like, no, we're not taking this L. and it took them forever, but they finally caught the guys, and they were sentenced to like 5 to 7, I think even 10 years. It was a group of them. They were sentenced to like, I think it was like between 5 and 10 years in prison in France. And I was just like, when I was reading this story, I was just like, can you just imagine like the top dogs at Cartier, like, absolutely not. You are not going to get away with stealing our stuff. I just kind of have to say, I kind of respect it. And I can kind of understand now why like luxury stores are like weird about people going in and vlogging. So I've also noticed there are very few Cartier shopping vlogs on YouTube. I actually think I get it now. I mean, first of all, I remember once like walking by the Cartier Maison on 5th Avenue with my husband in New York. This was like a few years ago. We went to New York for holiday, and I remember seeing like these really suited and booted security standing outside. They were smiling, like, you know, they're smiling obviously, but I don't feel like it's a place where you can be like, hey guys, I'm just vlogging everything that's in the Cartier boutique. I do think you probably need to be a client, because they are sensitive, because they're just constant. They have been thieved so many times, guys. Like, they have been ransacked. Like this Monaco ransacking, I don't want to use the R word, okay? This Monaco ransacking is a very famous one, happened in 2017. It was crazy. Like, even just reading the articles about it, it's like they literally ran up in there, ransacked the place, like, bye, took your Cartier jewels, bye. I mean, it's way too much. I can't. And I just feel like all of these stories, like, they're so interesting to me, and they're so scary to me, because they all point to something, which is A, Cartier's got incredible brand recognition. Obviously, people want to steal Cartier jewels. And clearly in the underworld and the dark underbelly of criminality, obviously Cartier is a very wanted jewelry brand. But something else stood out to me. The amount of effort that these people go into to like steal from you, it just means that so many people are watching what you're doing online, and they are, you know, following up on what you're doing online and things like that. And for someone like me, for example, I love watching like luxury home tour videos, luxury, you know, real estate, luxury property videos. But I can totally see why so many YouTubers don't show their properties. So many influencers and people in general don't want to show their homes and things like that, because you do really leave yourself up to people coming to try and rob and steal from you. And then that also brings into the situation about trust. Like, who do you trust around you? Like in the Tamara Eccleston story, obviously that's her housekeeper. She's going to trust her housekeeper. If you can't trust your housekeeper, who's literally going to be cooking food and feeding her children, who can she trust at this point in her house, basically? And I think it just kind of proves like the amount of people who are like watching your every move on social media. That's not something to be played around with. And it's kind of ironic, because obviously this is a shopping channel. I talk about shopping stuff, luxury shopping and high street shopping. So it's not about being like, okay, I can't talk about it anymore, guys. But I do think like we all need to be very versed and careful about that. I think this is probably why so many people in the luxe world just have like a fake account on Instagram where they don't show their face. I was looking at my Instagram the other day, haven't been updating in a while, and I saw that I got a new follower. And I don't know if you watch my videos, I think maybe you found me from YouTube, because this particular follower, like, she doesn't show her face, and she's got a stunning Cartier collection. And I'm just like, honey, I see why you don't show your face, because Tamara Eccleston was like posting her jewelry in her stories, Kim was doing the same, and then, excuse me, you got ransacked. It's absolutely terrifying, and it's really, really saddening as well at the same time. So I think it's like, when it comes to like the luxury world, and for us who are very passionate about shopping and about luxury brands, we need to just be careful about what we share online and be very cognizant and respectful of that. I've said this so many times, Cartier is my favorite luxury brand. I absolutely love the brand. And you know, when I'm able to get something from Cartier, like, I'm coming on this channel first to share, But at the same time, I think it's also really important to be very careful and to be very smooth about the whole thing, because you don't want to like put yourself kind of in the line of fire and then something like that can happen, because that can happen. And it's not just celebrities, like this is happening to all kinds of people. Okay, so tell me what you guys think. What do you guys think about the whole thing of like flaunting luxury goods on social media? Do you think it's a bad thing? Do you think it's a good thing? Do you feel kind of weird about it? Are you kind of like freaked out because your friends might be watching, they might get judgmental? I feel a little bit like that because High Glamazon's the name of my YouTube channel, but it's also the name of my Instagram. Like, will that make me look kind of like, you know, like you're showing off and you're being weird? Maybe, maybe not. And then finally, I want to talk to you guys just super quickly, because I think this story is so crazy to me. Those of you in Africa probably heard about this story. There is a so-called real estate developer, okay, called Hushpuppi, aka a fraudster, okay, from Nigeria, who was caught, like, I think it was like a month ago or about 6 weeks ago in Dubai, doing this huge like cyber fraud thing. Basically, it was like a corporate fraud. They were doing all kinds of frauds. They were doing like social security frauds as well from the US. They were doing all kinds of crazy, complicated frauds. There's some really nice articles about them in Quartz Africa and Forbes. And it's crazy because this guy, his Instagram handle and his like alias is Hushpuppi, but his real name is Ramon Abbas. And basically, no one really knows a lot about him, but from what I was reading on Nigerian blogs and watching Nigerian YouTube channels was that he like grew up dirt poor in Lagos. His mother sells bread apparently. And then somehow he magically came into tons of money. And then all of a sudden on his Instagram, it's like Louis Vuitton, Fendi, okay. Luxury jewels everywhere, Rolls Royces, Lamborghinis, Ferraris, you get me, Gucci. Just wild like luxury spending. So many people were like, how did you get this money? And I think that's a fair thing. Like, if you're gonna post it on Instagram, I do think people are going to wonder like how you make your money. I don't know if people have like the right to ask like 500 million questions about how you earn your money, but I do think you need to be able to respond. And he never like responded how he earned his money, but it was well known basically in Nigeria and in West Africa that he was a scammer. Anyway, he's been caught. He literally got caught by the Dubai police in this crazily aptly named mission called Operation Fox Hunt 2. Him and this other scammer called Woodbury. And they have been extradited to the US. The reason why I'm bringing them up is because these two scammers, fraudsters, they literally, their Instagram handles are live. They have not been deleted by Instagram, and they literally have so many luxury brands on there. I have never seen a man in my life with as many luxury goods as this particular individual, Hushpuppi, if you go on his Instagram, and literally, completely, totally arrested because you're buying luxury goods, stealing money from companies and from hardworking individuals who don't deserve for that to happen. And it's just so wild to me because I think that social media and luxury brands kind of fuel each other, if that makes sense. So people use luxury brands. Everyone buys luxury brands and luxury shopping for different reasons. I don't like every single luxury thing out there. And I said that before on this channel. I don't love everything just because it's luxury. I don't feel like I'm a label W, you know what I'm going to say. But I think that what's happening is like social media has become this kind of like playground for people who love luxury, like the real ones like us who are genuine. And then what's happening is other people who are creating these kind of fake lifestyles around luxury brands, around luxury shopping. All you have to do, I don't want to link his handle in the description, but all you have to do is go on Instagram and write Hushpuppi and you will see it. Instagram have not deleted his account. He is in prison in Illinois, in Chicago, and looks like he's going to be going to the slammer, you mate, for decades, basically, at this point. And like, if you look at his profile, it's all about shopping and branding and, you know, wow guys, look at all my shopping bags. He even posted like this cake that Fendi, I think the Fendi boutique in Dubai, made for him, like for being such an incredible client and for buying tons of stuff. And it's like, all of that is great, but it has to be legitimately earned money that is rightfully yours. It's just, it's just like, I heard about these crazy ransacking thievery stories from Cartier, so I was like, I have to like update you guys and tell you guys my opinion and what I think. But then this case has been so fascinating to me because I just think I just can't wrap my brain around anyone who thinks it's okay to steal anything. Number one, that's bang out of order. In every faith, every belief system, stealing is wrong. Okay, number one. Number two, how can you steal and then go buy Fendi, Gucci, LV, and then post it on your Instagram account? I can't, guys. I can't. From people stealing 100K Cartier bracelets to people posting, you know, buying LV and Gucci with stolen money, luxury shopping and Instagram and social media have just become too weird. It's like the Twilight Zone. They're like all these crazy stories involving luxury brands. So I just thought I'd share some of them with you. The ones that I find crazy. And I'm not smiling because I think it's okay. I'm just so blown away that these are things that actually happen. I need to know what you think. You know what to do. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit that bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. And I'll see you in my next video.